Over a decade of war, a decade of climate change and recent heat waves in West Asia have severely impacted Syrian agricultural production. Our next report tells you about the plight of Syrian farmers who are facing food insecurity. Take a look.
Climate change, a faltering economy and security issues have decimated Syria's 2023 crop production, leaving the majority of its farmers in a precarious position. United Nations World Food Programme estimates that over 12 million Syrians suffer from food insecurity. And the WFP offers aid to at least 50% of those 12 million people who suffer from hunger. But due to the lack of funding, the institution has reduced the size of its baskets.
It's very difficult. We have had a big program in Syria, as you know, reaching some 5.5 million people. But just recently we've had to do a retargeting and a prioritization where we, going forward, will only be able to reach some 3.5 million people. So it's a 2 million people cut, and frankly it's difficult to see where those people, how they would manage, because all our beneficiaries are in dire need of assistance.
However, farmers suffer not only from an unprecedented heat wave, but also from lack of water for irrigation and a sporadic electricity supply.
We are suffering from the electricity timetable. Sometimes we water at noon, and this is not good for plants. You should water them either in the early morning or in the afternoon. So sometimes, because of the blackouts, we are obliged to water at noon, which can damage plants.
Syria and the surrounding region has experienced significant depletion in water availability since 2003. In particular, an intense drought between 2007 and 2010, alongside poor water management, saw agricultural production collapse and a mass migration from rural areas to city centers. Between 2007 and 2009, Syria increased its annual imports of wheat and rice flour by about 1.5 million tons. That equated to more than a 10-fold increase in importing one of the most basic foods. The ongoing war in between Russia and Ukraine too has its impact on Syria. Since the Russian invasion of that country, food prices in Syria have doubled. And this upward trend is expected to continue, even as the local currency keeps depreciating along with citizens' ability to meet the most basic needs.
Last year we suffered a lot from climate change and high temperatures, as well as the need for water that always increases during the summer. This year we can barely water the plants because, as you know, the soil here uses a lot of water, even though we have a drip irrigation network. Down the line we are thinking to stop planting vegetables and plant trees only.
The events in Syria appear to stem from a far more complex set of pressures, beyond religious tension and government brutality. Hence, this is worrying, as decreasing water availability is far from a localized issue. It is a systemic risk across West Asia and North Africa. And over the coming decades, this water security challenge is likely to be further exacerbated in the country by climate change. Bureau Report, WION World is One.